What's up, guys? Welcome back to another CAMJAM123 video. Today we're going to be reading Chapter 2 of the B-29 Shenanigans by Runway, Quebec. And I'm sorry if I sound sick. It's because I literally just had my PSAT at school. So I'm dead tired right now. But I'm doing this for you guys, so stay with me. Chapter 2. The cloud that wasn't supposed to be there. Atlantic Ocean? Present day, maybe? It's approximately 2:15 a.m. Atlantic time. They flew for over 2 hours, having to exit the Canadian airspace nearly 35 minutes ago. The interior of the B-29 was covered in an eerie red glow of the instrument lights. Some of the crew tried to fight the loud hum of the engines that kept them from staying awake. Well, Jay falls asleep from the tail gunner section. Aubrey heads to the quarter section. I'm gonna go to sleep. Wake me up when we reach Europe, says Aubrey sleepy. Okay, no problem. Caitlin replies back, followed by her yawning. Adam is fixed with his Nintendo 3DS. Of course he is. Playing Mario Kart, not bothered with sleep, he entertains himself playing video games for the flight. Meanwhile, at the front, the crew is trying to keep themselves awake. Carlette is already asleep. Jaquaz, Jean, and Prayer aren't bothered as much. Lena and Hugo try to fight off sleep. Jean pulls out a piece of caffeinated gum and walks towards Lena. Lena, Jean says, do you want gum? It's caffeinated. No thanks, Jean. Lena replies sleepily. Perry gets up to and walks to Lena, pointing out a bubble gum. Lena, do you want some gum? It's regular bubble gum. Oh, yes, please. Lena replies. Perry hands her the bubble gum. Thanks, Perry. You're welcome, Lena. Perry says with a thumbs up. Jean looks down in disappointment. Wow. Really? You denied mine, but you accept his? That's crazy. Lena chews her gums, but notices his disappointment and gives him a warm reply. I'm sorry, Jean. I'm just not used to caffeine. That's okay. Jean looks at her and nods. He then eyes Perry, and he slowly goes back to his seat. Don't blame me. Jean. Hugo calls from behind. I'll take the gum if you don't mind. Jean turns around and gives him the gum. Here you go. But beware. Your heart will propagate like crazy every single time you chew on it. Well, Hugo takes the gum and starts chewing. I don't mind. I gotta stay awake or else we end up in Scotland instead. Well, I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with being in Scotland. But Jean chuckles, walking back to his seat. Well, I'll give you that. Minutes pass, and all seems well. But it wasn't until Jean caught something up ahead. Perry Prairie, binoculars now. Okay. Perry hands over the binoculars. Gene takes a closer look what he's seen up ahead. Are you seeing stars? Jinghua asked from his left seat. Because nothing is out there. No. Still looking through the binoculars. Wouldn't it be unusual to have storm clouds in the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean? Storm clouds? Jinghua asked curiously. What makes you say that? What makes you say that? Look ahead. Gene points over the horizon. He is correct. There are storm clouds ahead. Gene looks ahead. He notices the cloud. I didn't get any weather briefings on that. He radios Nicola at the radio station. Nicola, I got some storm clouds ahead. I wasn't briefed on this earlier. Can you clarify that was on your radar screen? Nicola looks closely at the radar screen. Radar is acting very strange, comrade. Nicola announced. His voice, plagued but urgent. I probably did the wrong voice. Oops. There's a cloud up ahead, but it's not any ordinary cloud. It's like it's reflecting symbols like a solid wall. Hugo and lean slightly towards the front to see the incoming cloud. Jinkwells, how far are we from Canada now? Hugo says, "Are you sure we want to proceed to that storm?" Whatever that says. Before Jinkwells can respond, lean close to the radio. I can't get anything but a buzzing sound. Does that mean the radio isn't working, or is it something else? Prairie, wake everyone up and get to their seats. Glass immediately responds. Glass and Jean both buckle up. Soon afterwards, once Prairie has sent out a message to get to their seats, some people woke up and began scrambling to their positions. Everyone began to brace for the inevitable. At the back, Adam stashes his 3DS into his bag and buckles up. Aubrey rushes to her seats. Anyone gonna tell me what is happening right now? We're just gonna fly through a storm cloud, Nicola responds. Oh, great. Aubrey responds. Sarcastically responds back. How are you doing up there in the back, Jay? Caitlin asks through the intercom. I heard we were gonna go through a storm cloud. Jay responds. Will you guys be alright there too? Yep. If it's a fortnight storm, it ain't gonna be that bad. Adam, really? Bro. Caitlin facepalms and says to him, just shut up and hold on. Colette, seated right up front at the bombarder seat, looks up at the storm for an announcement after the announcement woke her up. Don't tell me that we're going through that. Yes, we are, Spucky. And Claus responds. Claus and Jean grip the yoke as the Stella Nova enters the storm clouds. Almost immediately, the Stella Nova hit a pocket of strong turbulence. Even Jay from the tail gunner seat. Tremble a little bit. Jean, keep her level. I'm trying. They hit a cloud bank at 300 miles per hour. Oh my God! The storm wasn't anything they had ever seen before. It wasn't gray, white. The color was a shimmering purple. What the? Pulsing with lightning that didn't flash brightly enough. Guys, Peary says, the heading indicator and magnetic company are both spinning like crazy. Hugo notices the same as he sees the needle on his own compass on the table begin to spin around. The compass! Hugo yelled, watching the needle spin like a fan blade. Wallace, we are losing our heading. We're going in different directions now. Wallace tries to keep the plane steady, and he swore that he was heading in an easterly direction towards London. Now the aircraft's magnificent brings winds into different directions. Finally, he replies, if possible, do you think that we can... do you think it is the direction towards Iceland? It is literally impossible unless you bank 20 degrees to the left and I time it right. Sure. John Claus nods at the idea and finally gets the sense of direction of which the aircraft is going. Very well, Hugo. Now, time it. Gene, on me. 20-degree bank angle to the left. Engines are redlining. Peary shouts from the engineer's panel. I don't know where the power is coming from, but the throttles are idle. We won't make it to Ravrikin properly. Yes, they will. Jen Qualis and Jean banks the plane 20 degrees to the left. Hugo begins to count how long the plane will correct itself in the direction towards Ravrik. Stop! Hugo shouted. Claus and Jean immediately leveled the plane, and they looked. Then the turn took them exactly 5 seconds. Then the plane emerges out of the storm cloud. The screaming wind had stopped. The violent shaking smoothed out to the state. They made it out of the storm alive. Everyone was relieved, but not Hugo. He gets up and goes to the steps of the ladder, leading to the communication demo. And he looks at the overhead plexiglass window. That's not the stars I saw, Hugo muttered, skeptical about the new formation of stars. He goes back to his seat. Hey! Land ahead! Carlette calls from the front. All right. Diversion to the Ravrik. Hugo, what runway? Go for runway 19 at Quebec Airport. And Lena, set the frequency for Quebec approach to 119,300. 119,300. Got it. Lena tunes the frequency, but she doesn't hear any talking. I don't hear anything. Are you sure this is the right one? Hugo looks at her. Yes, I'm sure, Lena. I'm not wrong. Yo! Jean calls out, where's the runway? Everyone looks up front, and they don't see any runways, but that's for sure. But Carlette saw something that she didn't believe she was seeing. John Claus, I only see a bunch of long ships. Viking long ships. Oh my God, we went to Norway. What? There are Viking longships on the coastline. The only two things he is properly thinking about now is either Hugo brought them to the wrong place or they're flying over some kind of festival. She's about to find out neither of these are true. As the Celesta Nova descends during the rising sun, and then the radio went completely silent. All they can see was rugged, icy coastline of Iceland rising up to meet them, except it's not the Iceland that they came to know. Yes, I love when I go to Iceland and just suddenly see the Vikings, I just love seeing the long ships. Anyway, let's, I guess in Chapter 3 we will see, how not to dive a B-29 into a longship? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Bye.